Kingdom Come Deliverance might just be the ultimate open-world night simulator. You start out pretty much as intimidating as a stuffed squirrel, but through training, dedication, and the occasional RPG upgrade, you flourish into an armor-clad medieval John Wick. The progression of your Henry, starting as a wimpy blacksmith's son to slowly evolve into an honorable knight, or a madman that steals and slaughters everyone, is a through line you already know and love, or it's a game you simply gave up on within the first 3 hours, claiming, "Combat is wonky, I can't even kill streaks." If that happened to you, or you know someone that fell into the "I gave up early" category, know that giving up within just the first 3 hours of Kingdom Come Deliverance is equivalent to giving up on The Witcher 3 right here. It's like giving up while you're still in the Skyrim wagon. It's like quitting out before your first official Grand Theft. Okay, one more, it's like giving up on Doom right here. Kingdom Come Deliverance is purposely a slow burn that starts you out at an awkwardly low power level to make it all the more satisfying for Henry and you, the player, to advance simultaneously in skill. Although intimidating at first, once the combat of Kingdom Come clicks for you, you'll start to realize that the devs have created one of the most realistic sword dueling combat systems put into a first-person perspective. It's less about flailing and more about careful spacing, countering incoming strikes, and tricking your opponent into blocking in a direction opposite of your swings. Love Skyrim, but if Skyrim's combat is checkers, Kingdom Come Deliverance combat is chess. Each encounter becomes an intricate life and death dance with your opponent, most of the time. But just like if you were a normal person spontaneously thrown out into the world with a sword, as soon as you find yourself outnumbered by other people with swords, your odds of survival completely plummet. You're not an action movie star, you're Henry, the blacksmith's son. New players might not immediately realize this and not know that taking on 3 or more enemies at a time is pretty much a death sentence for 99% of players. However, I did happen to capture a personal win, the exact moment in time during my playthrough where Kingdom Come Deliverance truly clicked for me. It was this very first time I successfully took down an entire enemy encampment. Going in with stealth or using the bow is key to even stand a chance if you're trying to take on multiple enemies. I landed some lucky shots with the bow and found myself trying to put my recent training with the sword and shield to use. In this moment, I went from barely being able to win a one-on-one duel to becoming a threat to every bandit lurking out in the shadows. And right there, I tangibly felt that click when I was playing, where, okay, I'm hooked, I'm a fan of Kingdom Come Deliverance. I then proceeded to break into those bandits' chests, plundering some of the stuff they stole from nearby villages, and I did the right thing, I kept it for myself. The combat is not always perfect, I will admit, and it does have a steep learning curve, even though it's not necessarily mechanically complex. The lock-on style combat feels much more tuned to one-on-one fights, and kinda struggles to make sense when you're up against multiple enemies. Still, give it some time, practice up with your Henry and with yourself, and the battle satisfaction of Kingdom Come Deliverance is unlike most other RPGs. Not only do you level up your affinity with weapons, crafting, and survival skills by training with NPCs that are more knowledgeable than you or by reading books on the subject, but you also level things up just by doing them. Like ride your horse around, you get better at ride your horse around. The first RPG I played that had this style of improve by doing system was Morrowind, and I'm still fascinated by this simple concept. Do it over and over, you get better. Makes sense. Now, one of my other favorite things about Kingdom Come Deliverance is its world. There's such an impressive attention to the details and tons of interesting things to be found out there. You can sometimes spot fireflies dancing and flickering with slight illumination. Your dog will stop and drink out of the puddles of water that have accumulated in the mud. You can use that pupper to not only hunt, but also to fetch small game and bring it right over to you. Shadows get cast not just on nearby surfaces, but light also bends and pierces through individual slats of wood. And the weird fact that the devs hid a chicken in every major cutscene. There's also some tasteful references and Easter eggs to be found out there too. Like the only horse armor in the game, hidden in this nest with a dead horse in it on the side of a cliff. This is one part an Elder Scrolls Oblivion horse armor Easter egg, but also this unusually large of a nest. It might also be alluding to where the griffin at the start of The Witcher 3 flew off to with that horse in its clutches. 2-for-1 double stuffed Easter egg. Here I dug up the grave to find the corpse of Harry Potter, I think. I prefer him this way. Or you can even spot Wolverine's claws just hanging out in the woods. This reference has only gotten better after that scene in Deadpool and Wolverine. The world design here creates some of the best open nature forested areas I've ever seen in a video game. And it's so atmospheric at times, I find myself stopping about once an hour to just soak in the environment for a moment. Like the gentle croak of frogs intermingled with lingering threats. The evening sun settling into the song of insects. The sound of the rain pattering as nearby livestock is scared away. A babbling stream babbling about something. Or the careful rustlings of an adult man mounting a horse stacked on top of a horse. Yes, the game can be a bit buggy at times, and that's either part of the open world charm or a turnoff. Up to you. But now the last main pillar of Kingdom Come Deliverance I want to talk about is its narrative. Since it is quite wordy at times, luckily it's matched with top-tier writing and some great performances. Like Henry himself, whom really grows on you as the story progresses.
So, what did Limpy Lubos tell you? Was he at Neuhof that day? Who was with him? And where are they now?
Now slow down. I'm sorry, but he didn't tell me that much.
The raw, relatable human moments are what makes the writing work so well, in between all the stuff about political agendas and warring nations. One of my personal favorite moments in the entire game is actually just an evening spent in a bathhouse and the shenanigans that transpire.
I've known cowpats less fragrant.
So, in conclusion, is it worth going back to play Kingdom Come Deliverance before Kingdom Come Deliverance 2? Well, I do always tend to prefer the latest greatest thing, so I'm going to say make sure you at least set aside the time for the sequel even if you didn't play the first game. But if you do happen to have some extra free time, yes, it is entirely worth playing the first Kingdom Come Deliverance. Not only will you have the narrative through line that'll pay off more in the sequel, but also this is just a great medieval open world RPG that has many memorable moments and a gorgeous world that still holds up as one of the best today. That's just my opinion though, coming straight off my recent playthrough. But if you need a little more reassurance, I challenge the comments section to pitch a non-fan in one well-constructed sentence what makes Kingdom Come Deliverance so special and worth dedicating time to. If you do that for me, I'll give you a cookie if I ever meet you. Okay, that's it. Thanks for checking this out today. I'm Alex, and I'll see you next time.